They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And never has that been more true than in 2020, when all of us know that our lives have changed completely. All of the resolutions that we made on that first day of January, all of the plans that we had for this year seem to have fallen apart. And yet, there are people who today seem to think that in some way, even though we cannot be in charge of the small things of life, we can be in charge of the general direction of society. But all of this is thrown to pieces by today's gospel. In fact, the entire book of Revelation has been speaking to us in these past few weeks about how all of the powers in the world have not been able to overcome and to destroy the plan of God. We see all these beasts rising at the end times. We see all of the figures that are trying to take over, all of the figures that are trying to take power of the world, of heaven and earth, and how each one of them, one by one, falls to pieces, and how the judgment of God himself triumphs. Today we hear in the gospel and in the first reading that there is a new heaven and a new earth, a new heaven and a new earth. And who is the one that brings this about? Who is the one in the end who creates this new heaven and new earth? It is none other than Jesus Christ our Lord. It is none other than God himself. There is no earthly power, there is no human being who is able to bring about this everlasting kingdom, this everlasting society. Today, as we look for hope, let us place our hope in God himself, the God who gives us hope, the God who is the ultimate architect of society, the ultimate architect of our world, the architect, the one who will bring about a new heaven and a new earth. Let us hope for that kingdom. Let us have peace in his kingdom. Let us have our hope in him. So as we wait for him, let us realize that the old heaven and the old earth will pass away, and God will bring about a new heaven and a new earth. And in that kingdom, we will live in glory and in peace.